Thanks for joining us on the JX. Acting is topic one for today, not because of the actors' strike, but because of the general interest in acting for a living. Our first guest has been able to do that. Now he's lending a hand in creating a scholarship at Southern Oregon University for acting students. Bruce Campbell is a movie star, Evil Dead, and a whole bunch more, and a longtime resident of Southern Oregon. He's the host of the Casinoween fundraiser at the Ashland Elks Club on Saturday, October 28th. Bruce Campbell, welcome to the studio.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
It is a pleasure. I don't know if I've asked this before, but 25 years in Southern Oregon now. What brought you here?
My mother, she lived here. She lived in Ashland, and I came to visit, and she goes, let's go look for some property. She loved to run around and look at stuff. And at the time, she faxed me some listings because she sort of dabbled in real estate. And we started looking around, and the fourth place we looked at was out in the Applegate. The little Applegate, and the hair on the back of my neck went up. And I said to my wife, I said, we have to get out of L.A. like right now. I scared the daylights out of her. She goes, what? I go, yeah, we're out of here. We're going. And so that's when this odyssey began. It's continuing now.
Have you been a member of the Ashland Elks Club the whole time?
Yeah, for about 12 years now. Mm-hmm. And it's when I joined, Christina, who is sponsoring this, she's spearheading this fundraising thing.
Christina Dunlap, who's in the studio with us.
Yeah, she initiated me all these many years ago, and I explained to her the Elks Club needed me, not because of who I am, because of what I am. I'm an actor, and the Elks was formed as an after-hours drinking club, because the blue laws would come in the city, so they'd be performing until midnight. Let's go out for a nightcap. Everything is closed because of the blue laws unless you were a private club. So they went, oh, okay, we can get around this. Let's form a private club called the Jolly Corks. And then they went, that's a little too on the nose. The Elks, that's it. The Elks, very American sounding. The Elks. So it's been around forever, and so people think the Elks is, this is your grandfather's Elks. What? Old people stumbling around. There's a bar in every Elks, a full bar, because of the history of the Elks. So it's a pretty good. That place gets jumping. Let me tell you.
Yeah,
those geezers get busy at the Elks.
And you're the tie back to the original genesis of the Elks. Then, yeah, another actor.
I am. So I'm keeping the DNA pure, the bloodline. So I read my initiation. She busted me later. I read my initiations as William Shatner. Because it's pretty formal. You have to say words to north, south, east, west thrones. They got guys in ill-fitting suits, waiting for you to talk to them you got to raise your hand and all that business. So I did my vows as William Shatner. And she comes up later. She goes, Bruce, I got to tell you, it sounded like you were kind of having a little fun there. I go, no, you don't understand, Christina. I'm an actor. That's how I would do these. I'd be more dramatic than the average guy who's taking his vows. So I baloneyed my way through that explanation. But it's fun. I have fun. I love the Elks. It's as local as you can get. And they're always right downtown. And our Elks, Lodge 944 is right on the main drag. It's from 1907. This building is 3 stories of history. And it's a great place. And so they need support. It's been around for, 10,000 years. And it needs some elevator work, which is one of the things we're working on, raising money for this 1930s era elevator. You push the button and pray. And eventually you'll get up to the bar. So the motivated people will take the stairs, but that's what that's for. And also a scholarship fund. Some of the raffle is going to go to something that, a theater scholarship at SOU. And so, we're trying to be charitable. So we're charging. It's not free. It's $60 a head, unless you wanted to go VIP, and then it's more per head. But I actually had to write down, there's so much stuff that you get for this. You got to say you're a guest of Bruce Campbell.
Oh, really?
This is very special. The Elks, you don't just knock on the door and go, hey, what's going on at the Elks? This is a private club. They don't let people in. You got to have a card that buzzes you in. So we're opening the doors to anybody. But come in and say, I'm a guest of Bruce Campbell, and they'll let you right in that door. First time. Because we're looking for members, too.
All right, so you don't have to be a member in advance.
No, you do not.
Okay.
But you got to say you're my buddy. And it's the first time I will claim you're my friend without meeting you. Because it's for a good cause. Live band. We got the rogue suspects. So this is not some crappy DJ thing happening. This is the real deal. There's going to be some noise, gaming, poker, blackjack, costume contest. There is food because you can't drink without food because we are responsible partiers here. Karaoke after you've had something to drink. And it is a full bar. And not the cheap stuff, you know. You want to go
Not
big?
the well drinks.
Yeah, come on. Let's dance. And so VIPs get photo ops. They get a photo with me. I'm going as Count Dracula, old school Dracula. And you get a signed commemorative poster. So what the heck, man? And now for those people out of town, there's lots of great places to stay, overnight, bars, restaurants. This town is littered with them. So it's a great place to do a weekend this weekend. Mm-hmm. It's a fun weekend for it. So come on, Klamath Falls. Come on, Kirby. Let's do this, O'Brien.
All right. Bruce Campbell's our guest on the Jefferson Exchange, if you couldn't tell. A movie star and host of Casinoween at the Ashland Elks Club.
What a silly name.
I was waiting for somebody to say that. Saturday, October 28th at 7 p.m. at the Ashland Elks Club. And so what else can you tell me about the theater scholarship? Because it's going to...
You got to be, we had patrons of the arts. My parents were the first investors in the first Evil Dead movie in 1979, and they didn't really have $10,000 lying around. So it's important to kind of give people a kickstart. So that's what this is just giving back. And so and that's what the Elks is for. Again, make fun of the Elks all you want. They give a lot of stuff away. There's a lot of charity going on. So that's what we're all about. And I like channeling it toward theater. I like promoting theater. Even though I couldn't get in a play here if I begged them, probably.
That was my next question. Have you done any live
you know
stage
what?
work?
I'm gonna. My wife and I just finished a 2-year odyssey of where do we want to live for the rest of our lives. And we've traveled around for a couple of years. And then we're sitting around one day, all right, let's make a list of where we want to live. Halfway through the list, we stopped. We went, okay, that's it. We're here. It's Ashland. We're already here. We're not going anywhere. So it was right in front of our eyes, but getting away from it helps. Because then you come back and you go, oh, shopping at the co-op, it's no longer annoying. Now it's charming. The slower pace.
It's home.
It's a fantastic, I love the pace. It's bike friendly. I don't get honked at nearly as much. I get a few coal rollers. I'll get coal rolled at me, big pickup truck. They take off and they roll the coal at you. You ever seen those videos?
Is it the big exhaust?
Yeah, the big cloud of heinous smoke coming in your face. Very low here, lower aggression. But watch out for the Priuses. They're not paying attention.
So let's talk a little more about theater scholarships and helping young people. I mean, you and I think you're right a year older than me. The cost of getting education is pretty staggering by late 70s standards now, isn't it?
Yeah, the best thing I ever did for my dad was not go to college. He goes, oh, I'm so happy for you, son. And I'm like, yeah, because you didn't have to pay for it. I don't know how people do it and the debt thing is really crippling because now you're going to work in a job maybe that you don't even like because you got to pay some stuff back. Yeah, that's tough. The arts always suffer. Sports they get a pass, and the arts are like, yeah, well, maybe you can have a bake sale. So we always have to help the arts for some silly reason because the arts are importante.
I think Christina Dunlap might want to add something.
Yes, hello.
I do.
Hi,
I'm the
Christina.
I'm the scholarship chair at the Ashland Elks Lodge, and lots of people don't know this, but the Elks National Organization is the third largest donator of college scholarships in the United States, second to the Bill Gates Foundation and the federal government. So last year we had a local student win over $14,000 through the Elks here in Ashland. So this is a little scholarship to really encourage some of these talented young people in the area to stay in Ashland and study at SOU. So we have a endowed scholarship. So that's what we're trying to do is build that scholarship up and designate a portion of that to always help that theater student, since that's our roots.
Is it one person a year? Is it multiple people a year?
Well, I think it's going to start with one, and then hopefully, as the fund grows, we can do more. In the last couple years, we've given away 3 or 4 scholarships a year, and they always have the chance to move up to district, national, and we've had some, national recipients, that have won this from the National Foundation.
Is there a requirement that they spend all 4 years at SOU?
No, I don't think so. But we really wanted to. When I go through this scholarship thing, most of the students are going to Ivy League schools. They're going to study in Chicago or New York, and it was really a motivation to keep some students local.
Mm-hmm. And it is a good theater program at Southern Oregon.
It's a
I'm not
great
just saying that
theater
because
program.
I'm sitting in their building.
Yeah.
And so I wonder for you, Bruce Campbell, final question here about, because I'm sure a few people have come up over the years at Comic-Cons or other places and said, I want to do just what you're doing. What do you say back? What's the advice?
You know, it's easier now. I'm pulling my phone out of my pocket right now. I'm making a movie right here. I mean, that's your movie camera right here. That's your lab. That's your distribution. Oh my word! You can edit this thing onto your computer. You can download a couple of apps, and away you go. After Effects, you're making cheesy lightning effects. I mean, you can mix the sound. So there's no excuse for filmmakers to not eat right in your backyard. We used to think we had to go to Hollywood and we had to get labs and cameras and 16 millimeter. It was all very complicated. It's not complicated anymore. So I encourage anyone from Butt Crack, Indiana, get going, pull that camera out, start making stuff. And as an actor, put yourself on film. You'll always find some guy who wants to be a filmmaker, some man or woman who wants to be a filmmaker. So say, hey, you're a filmmaker, I'm an actor. Let's go do some stuff. Because you got to get footage on tape if you want anyone to see you. Then you post it on 47 million acting websites, and you're off and running.
It is pretty easy these days. Yeah, the technology really makes a difference.
You got to stay at it, though. They don't teach you motivation. You can't. You got to kind of. That's the other part of it. You can have talent all you want, but if you're a schmo, it ain't going to happen.
Bruce Campbell, the host of Casinoween, Saturday, October 28th at the Ashland Elks Club.
I love hearing you say that.
It is a fun name. Christina Dunlap, also from the executive committee at the Elks Club. Good to have you here with us on the Jefferson Exchange. Good, best of luck with the Casinoween fundraiser.
Thank
you very
Jeffrey.
much.
You bet.